guys. I hope you had a good Christmas break. And this week, we are going to get started on an assignment. It is a historical persona essay. So, first things first is that you need to pick somebody to write your historical persona essay on. So this is just a basic introduction, and we're just going to go through some people who, just to maybe brainstorm or help give you some ideas of successful people who overcame an obstacle, and then we'll get into the actual essay and what you're expected to write and how you're expected to write and all of that stuff. So just to begin, we're going to talk first about picking a person who there is actually something to write about. So some examples, and you can use these people, or maybe it'll just generate ideas for you to then pick somebody. So first one's up is Bill Gates. So Bill Gates, pretty famous person, created Microsoft, but he didn't have a lot of success first in his career. So his business failed, and he's been met with a lot of adversity earlier on in his career and a little less as he has gotten older. Albert Einstein, a lot of people might not have known, didn't even speak until he was 4 years old, and then also went through a lot of trials and tribulations throughout his life. So he might be somebody or a scientist like him that you might choose to pick. Jim Carrey, so an entertainer. Jim Carrey, a lot of adversity, was homeless. It took him a long time to get established. And there's this famous story about him writing himself $1 million check at a certain age so that to give him motivation to actually cash the check. So he would be, or another entertainer like him who's had a lot of adversity would be a good person to choose. Bethany Hamilton, I think there's been a movie even about her losing an arm when she was bitten by a shark. I think she is a surfer and loved doing that, but she also has had to deal with a lot of adversity. Benjamin Franklin, there's a lot of great quotes about him and how he wasn't really a good student in school, but obviously a genius. He is one of the most noted persons to, like, he's had a lot of patents. He's invented a lot of things. So he might be, or somebody like him, science related, would be a good choice. Richard Branson, you probably don't know who this guy is. He is recording, like a recording studio executive, and he has also had a lot of intellectual difficulties. Stephen King, a lot of rejection earlier on in his career. Very successful now. Oprah Winfrey, also another person who has dealt with a lot of things. Her childhood being raped, had lost her child when she was 14 years old. So, and has built this huge empire. So that might be somebody or somebody like her that you would be interested in. Thomas Edison and the light bulb. He's failed so many times. Chris Carr, she obscurity, ended up getting cancer, and then made basically a huge empire from just how you can live healthy and overcome her cancer diagnosis. Jay-Z couldn't get signed to record labels, and then now he is one of the biggest names in rap music. Vincent van Gogh, he had a lot of tragedy in his life. Franklin Roosevelt, one of the presidents of the United States, he was paralyzed at age 39, or kind of had, I think, polio? Yeah, polio, which paralyzed him from the waist down, and actually an accident in Canada, in a boating accident, I think, in Canada. So Simon Cowell also couldn't stay employed at a record company, and then all of a sudden he becomes this huge personality. Charlize Theron, a lot of personal tragedy in her life. Her family, not a very good upbringing, and she overcame that. And then even Steven Spielberg rejected. A lot of his famous movies were rejected at the beginning until he got his big break, and really never gave up and kept striving because he believed in his ideas. So these are just examples. I've had other students do, like Elon Musk, other famous personalities. So I would really like you in the post below to make sure that you tell me who you are going to do, or who you want to like do your report on or your essay on, because I don't want like 4 people doing Elon Musk. Okay, so everybody has to pick somebody different. So if you're the first person to get on, oh, that's spelled wrong. That is totally spelled wrong, but it's not spell checking. I don't want a bunch of the same essays. So everybody has to pick somebody different. If you're wondering if the person is notable enough to actually write a historical persona essay on, ask me. Or if you, when you post in the comments, I might say, that's not really an appropriate person. We do want to kind of keep it so that it's not necessarily infamous people or people who have caused a lot of tragedy and like world tragedy. Like I really do not want to see a historical persona essay on Hitler, for example, or some other people who maybe have caused a lot of human strife or things like that. So, well, the bell's about to ring. So that's it for the introduction, you guys. Stay tuned for other instructions on how to write your historical persona essay and what's expected of you.